Hey everybody, thanks for joining us again for another one. This is American Coin and Currency live podcast. This week we are watching the US Mint, this US Mint watch list, what's hot, what's selling, and the coin collectors are chasing. Here today, Dustin Lee, host and social media lead at American Coin and Currency. John Mady, CEO, founder. How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. Real good. How are you today, Dustin?
That's great. I've been working with Hermes Bot. The agent is amazing. It's just, oh man, it's lifting all the things I could do. I have to keep training it, but it's did a 250 invites for LinkedIn today, so that was cool to see it kind of trial there. Yeah, it's supposed to do
once
5.
Once that agent is trained, then that work is done. Can the agent teach a new agent what it's already learned?
Yeah, so you could do is you can delegate the task. So I'm training the one, and then it'll do like a copy of itself to delegate those tasks, and then I can create a separate one that has certain skills.
Got it. So what we're talking about, folks, is we have agents in the background that are helping out Dustin with social media and all the other things that he does behind the scenes that including the show that makes it all possible.
Yeah, it's been eye-opening for sure. I've done it months ago, but now they've fine-tuned it to the point where I can actually utilize it. So it's definitely come a long way.
The proverbial rubber has hit the road.
It is hit the road. Yeah, it's a lot more streamlined, I say, and it's like reactive. It's constantly educating itself, and updating its like mental space. Like it has like its own like memory, and it's constantly updating it. It learns from me. I teach it me, and it teaches me it like things it's doing, like how I can improve, how they can improve. It's amazing. But yeah. Let's get back into the ground floor here. So we're going to be focusing on what's going on with the Mint. I have some updates going on today as well from Hermes. Shout out to the agent. Bullion remains a center customer conversion. Gold is around like mid 44, low 45 as of this morning. Silver's around 70s. Gold is showing some 4507.83 an ounce at 9 a.m. Eastern. JM Bullion 4493 at 12 p.m. Eastern. Silver is around 74.5 according to CNBC as of 12:50 a.m. Eastern. Today's major mints: launch of the 2026 FIFA World Cup commemorative coin program at noon Eastern. Which is an hour ago. Includes $5 gold, $1 silver, and a clad $0.5 options. Initial household limits are 1 per for 3 set for the first 24 hours. which we've seen all coins that pretty much get purchased immediately on mint. So good luck. Everyone has bots, I'm sure, at this point for that. Market drivers remain mixed. Metals, central bank demands, and geopolitical risks continue to support gold. High yields and dollar strength delay the Fed cut expectations can cap rallies. World Gold Council says central banks bought an estimate of 244 tons of Q1 2026, and gold demand rose of 1,231 tons with a record value of 193 billion. Rare coin auction calendar is active. Heritage, as of June 8th, has a June 8th PL and DMPL Morgan dollars VAM showcase auction 60544 with 550 lots showing search results and current bids around 141,000. Directly relevant to Morgans and Peace dollar content inventories that we've shown previously.
Yeah. So VAMs are varieties of Morgans and Peace dollars. For those that don't know.
For sure. Stackbauer's June 2026 showcase auction tied to Whitman Baltimore Expo. Major watch item, over 3,200 items in the lot across 7 sessions, including U.S. rarities, colonial free, federal material, numismatic Americana. The strong content hit for what serious collectors are looking for. Great collections emphasize certified coins and paper money, including Schwenk family collection, 100 greatest banknotes and key date gold, such as the 1931D St. Gaudens PCGS MS64, CAC with the old green holder, sports lead gen push around certified currency, national banknotes, and CAC OGH premium material. eBay Marketplace signals shows heavy visibility activity PCGS certified Morgans, old green holder coins, CAC coins, and 2026 American Silver Eagles, which I've sold several myself on eBay. There's been a ton of interest. And modern Morgans and Peace dollars. Did you add something there? I'm not sure.
I was coughing.
Okay. Yeah, so there's some peaked interest, obviously. So Eagles have been just pushing up and up, especially with the mint asking for higher rates. And then, yeah, that's pretty much what's going on now for today. I know you mentioned, John, about the mint. What's your take on what's going on?
Well, I read an interesting article yesterday about how the central banks around the world, including the U.S., now gold is their largest holding, where it used to be treasuries. Gold is officially the largest holding of central banks, which I found very interesting because they've been quietly accumulating over the past few months, and it's not slowing down. And I tend to take a macro view of things in the world, and so you're seeing even in the markets today a rotation out of high flying PE stocks and into more stable consumer related Dow stocks. And so the Dow is up almost 1,000. It was up on 900 earlier, pulled back a little bit. The NASDAQ, which is obviously heavily laden with tech stocks, is down after Broadcom came out yesterday with their earnings report, seeing not really a slowdown, but I guess you could call it a slowdown in chips. And so, you're seeing these large IPOs that are about to come out, which are all supposed to come out as $1 trillion IPOs. SpaceX for sure. I think it's 1.75 trillion is what they're saying. It's going to be priced at about $135. You have Anthropic IPO. They're trying to push that out as fast as possible, as well as ChatGPT IPO. And so when I see these kinds of things, I think you're going to see as well as I was reading another article about just the AI bottleneck. uh, with data center build out and how much pushback is now not being created, but it is already is being elevated more so than it already was. And so all of that combined, you know, we've talked about it before with AI and you know, electricity being a bottleneck. Um, so I see money moving out of certain sectors into others, and so that's great for us for what we do, our business, because you know, gold, silver, and precious metals have been, you know, a true form of money for as long as there's been written history. It's never failed. There's no counterparty risk to it. So with all that being said, uh, more and more money is flowing into collectibles. In fact, I read an article this morning about PSA and how they have a backlog, and I believe it was 10,000 pieces is their backlog
It's 10
of
million.
cards to be 10 million.
It's 10 million.
Okay, and
Yeah.
now they're charging $80. They've increased their grading fee. Is that correct? Up to 80.
So yeah, they did was they removed all the lower tier grading,
Yep. Yep.
which is like 20 and 40, the value ones, and they're only focusing on higher tiers and precedents until they can get down to 5 million backlog, which may take up to 3 months, 3 to 6 months or something like that. But who knows?
So when I see all that and I read these articles and I just kind of put it together in my head, you know, there's just more and more money flowing into collectibles.
Yeah.
And I just don't see that slowing down. You know, money's getting taken out of crypto. And
Oh
you know,
yeah.
I'm a long-term believer in crypto, especially you know, the big ones, Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana
Mm.
and XRP. But you know, I always say money finds a home, and more money is flowing into the industry that we're in, as well as other collectibles, and that's just fantastic. And you see it with you know, with the mint releases that are sold out, you know, right away. You can't even get the pieces directly from the mint
No.
for the most part, unless you're lucky,
Yeah.
and and then you have to go to a dealer, which is great for us because then you're gonna you're gonna be guaranteed that you're gonna get the best specimen that's available on the marketplace. So all in all, things are moving in a way that's fantastic for us, and I don't see any slowdown in sight. In fact, you know, I another article I was reading this morning is about just inflation rearing its ugly head again, and you know, I'm not, I'm I'm wrong with a lot of things, but I'm also right with some things, and you know, I've been preaching for at least 2-3 years now that you know, inflation's not going away. You know, after COVID, after the amount of money that was spent, not spent, printed, I should say, and new money created. The M2 money supply is 5% higher than it was last year. Um, you know, it's not so much like just a war in Iraq and oil prices. Yeah, that contributes to higher prices and thus
Mm.
inflationary pressures. But it's really simple. If you keep creating new money, and you know, you're going to cause inflation. So inflation, it's a tax on everybody, but in a weird, sick way, it it's going to benefit us in our industry because the values of the products that we sell, whether it be precious metals or numismatics, is going to appreciate. And so, you know, hopefully we don't go back to you know, the 1970s where you know, the average uh, the average interest rate on a home was 12 to 14%, and it got as
What?
high as 18 plus
That's
back then.
insane.
It's insane. And so, you know,
Oh,
I
I feel lucky.
yeah, right. So yeah, we went through this phase from 2008 for about 10 years where interest rates were pretty much at zero, And you got to pay the bill at some point. That's not free. There's cause and effect to everything, and the effect of that we're starting to see now. And my prediction is that we're going to see more and more inflationary pressures, and prices continue to go up. And the Fed really doesn't have too much in its arsenal to combat that. They can't lower interest rates to fight inflation. That would only put fuel on the fire. So, for us, we'll see what happens. But either way, things are just rocking and rolling over here. And this year, the mint is it's a really special year, being the semi-quincentennial year, the 250th anniversary of the United States. So the products that are being released by the mint are literally once in a lifetime opportunities. We're not going to see this again for probably 50 years for the 300th anniversary of the mint. So it's a great time to get involved. And if you haven't stepped foot in the market, you definitely need to reach out to a dealer you trust. Reach out to us, and let us guide you along the path. And if you already are a seasoned collector, a seasoned investor in numismatics and precious metals, and you're working with another dealer, it never hurts to have another voice, another opinion to kind of backstop against what the other person is the information you're being given. Two brains are better than one, I always say. So by all means, reach out to us. And as you know, Dustin, a lot of the products that we've been getting, we're selling out pretty quickly, because there's just there's limited amounts. And unfortunately, we have customers that have been long-term customers of American Coin that we've had to tell them, no, we can't get that for you. They're sold out. We can't get more of that. Maybe we could get you let's say it's like that the $50 enhanced gold eagle. I'll get you a first day of issue, but I can't get you any more advanced release. They're gone. So that's kind of a bittersweet scenario. But in the future, that customer will then, they'll pull the trigger when when myself or one of our coworkers advises them, now's the time, you need to have this, you need to buy it, you need to get this in your collection. They won't think about it. They'll just do it because they don't want to miss out. And that fear of missing out is powerful.
Yeah, I mean, can't stay on the sideline too long. There's a lot of action going on. I mean, a lot of these coins go quick. I know our inventory just cycles through pretty fast. And I advise people to reach out for sure. Definitely give us a call, 561-310-8341, uniquecoins@gmail.com.
Yeah, and every collector wants to know the same thing, right? What should I be buying? But the answer isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's low mintages, sometimes it's low populations, and sometimes it's just the historical significance of a coin. So today we're gonna look at that data, the market activity, and what collectors should be paying attention to going through the rest of 2026 if you've already missed out on some of the releases that have already come out.
Sure. Yeah. Before we get into it, I'm going to mention our sponsor, FastChecks.io. I'll bring you guys up here. So if you guys haven't checked out FastChecks.io, they're focusing on kind of eliminating that 200-year-old slug way to send, snail mail checks, where it takes 5 days to clear. Obviously, you want to make, moves now. And in 2026, that seems kind of almost irrelevant, but obviously the best way to purchase a lot of times is through checks rather than, PayPal or eBay and stuff like that, because there's a lot of fees and everybody's eating up fees. We don't want that. We don't want that for you guys. We don't want that for us. And we can give you better prices, obviously. So this week is our sponsor, Fast Checks. They're focused on, like I mentioned, e-checks in this case. So you don't have to download any software. There's no special ink that you have to use, or it's not just developed for a 500 or Fortune 500 company. It's for individuals as well as businesses. And you can register and set your account up immediately. It takes less than 1 minute. All you gotta do is verify your bank account, which happens in real time, so it doesn't take at all. And all you gotta do is just print it out. Essentially, you have your e-check available. You can have that sent to to us or another vendor as well. And you can start completely free today, or you can sign up for the 5 check or 20 checks a month. What is that? 20 checks a month for $29.95. And there's no credit cards needed. So, yeah, go ahead and sign up today at fastchecks.io. That is fastchecks.io. Thank you, fastchecks.io, for sponsoring us today.
Thank you, Fast Checks. We love you.
We love you, Fast Checks. All right, let's get into it. All right. So yeah, let's touch on what is the significance, because I know they have the dual date. Everyone's asking about dual date, and I'm like, yeah, exactly. It's one of 250th anniversary. What is the significance for that in these dual dates?
Well, it's because it's the last time that I've seen a dual date on a coin was for the bicentennial, it's 1976.
Yep.
And they only did that on quarters.
Right.
I believe on Eisenhower's. No, Eisenhower's don't have the dual date.
Is it Kennedy's?
Kennedy's. Yeah, there was a dual date Kennedy, special edition that came out, a silver piece. So it's not something that's very common. It's not something that the mint produces very often. So it's really just a matter of that it's really rare that happens. And so, every year the mint is producing all kinds of coins, as they've been doing for 250 years, and only a few of those years out of those 250 years you'll see a dual date on a coin. And this year in particular, they're doing it the right way. They're really promoting it. They're putting them on the right kinds of coins, to make sure that there is a market after the market. So the mint has their job to sell precious metals, to sell commemoratives, to sell all different kinds of coins. In fact, the mint is the only government entity that actually makes money. They don't you have to use taxpayer money. So we're seeing a once in a lifetime opportunity to obtain coins that are not only stunningly beautiful, but just new designs. You have the privy marks, which we're going to get into, and the significance of privy marks on coins. And so, yeah, I mean, I'm almost, I don't want this year to end coin related wise, because next year we're not going to have anything significant like this year, with this exciting dual date on so many beautiful coins.
Yeah, we are pretty lucky, and we have the opportunity to offer that to the public. I mean, a lot of these coins end up getting purchased immediately, so it's so hard for people to get their hands on. And then having all the designations on top of that, and it obviously is like you always mention, it's the V8 of coins essentially. I mean, you can't really you can't put a regular coin maybe you just purchased from the mint from all these designations. There's a huge comparison, and obviously there's a collectible value to that, and accessibility. So definitely reach out, let us know if you're looking for anything specific. But yeah, this year specifically, so many good coins coming out. I'm excited.
The best.
Yeah, it's
the best I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've heard many people tell me it's like, this is not normal. this is the best. And
No, we have customers who insist. They're like, I don't care what you have to do. I want every single significant coin coming out this year that has a dual date.
wow,
And we're
that's
like, okay,
big.
we'll take care of that for you. And that
Jeez.
collection is going to be worth huge amounts of money down the road. That's the other side of it. I mean, that's people buy these types of items because if you like collecting coins, it is a great hobby. And again, some people do it for dual purposes. I mean, I have a customer that he buys two of everything that comes out that I approach him with
Wow.
for his grandkids. And he's just, and he has a budget. He spends about $150,000 a year is his
Mm,
budget on coins for his grandkids. So he loves the coins, but he's also doing it as an investment for his grandkids in the future. So when
mm,
they turn, whatever age, they're little now, but 20 years from now, the coins that he's purchasing are going to be worth a fantastic amount of money.
mm.
And who knows in 20 years if we're still even going to be using a fiat dollar? Who knows what that's going to look like 20 years from now? But I can tell you what, the coins that he's been purchasing, uh, whether it's going to be 20 years from now purchased with another form of a fiat currency, whether it's going to be a digital dollar, uh, those assets are going to be protected, and they're going to be protected also from inflation.
Mhm.
They're not going to be eroded by inflation, and he understands this, which is why he puts that amount of money into this, because he gets it. He sees the big picture, and so the value is not only going to be there in the coins, the initial principal, but also the appreciation over the next 15, 20 years, which is going to be significant.
Yeah, I mean, physical assets and especially graded coins are going to always hold its value. And then yeah, if we move into digital assets or another type of fiat currency, I mean, those are still going to hold so much more significance, being that it's beyond its time, and the fact that maybe they still mint at that time, or the prices of precious metals go up so high that they have to charge quite a bit more, and then everything else goes up in value. So I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Rising tide lifts all boats. Who knows? In the future, when- we might be paying for things and bartering with Pokemon cards and graded
I mean,
coins.
I know I went to the coin show last week, and I was like, they're like, oh yeah, we don't take digital money, because I was like, oh, you guys take Venmo or PayPal. They're like, it's a coin show, we take only cash. I'm thinking like I got like $5,000 worth of Pokemon cards in the car. Like I could just hand them like a little like Pokemon card for $5. I'm like, are you guys serious? Like I didn't bring any Mercury dimes real quick or anything with me. So
When you went to that show, I meant to ask you, Dustin, were there any dealers there that had coins that in the caliber and the specimens like we have?
no, no. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything was like mid 60s, maybe FDI,
yeah,
maybe Cam. Yeah, like nothing crazy. Not I didn't see anything like blew me out of the water. I didn't see too many like advanced releases or too many mint state 70s, maybe some older Eagles. But no, I was just like, this is not what I'm looking for. So yeah, I didn't spend a ton of time there, but it was good seeing like what people are doing. But I think
yeah,
I think I need to go to a more bigger show, that's for sure.
sure.
And yeah, just the maybe the demographic, how's I can just tell that some people have money and some people didn't. I can just you can tell. But so yeah, I was like, okay, it's good to know. Like this is how it works. It's similar to the card shows. Like people are exchanging, some people are buying stuff, but um, yeah, it wasn't like a major nail in the coffin for me. So yeah, I
Yeah,
would like
we'll
to
have
go.
to get you down here for the summer fun show.
Yeah,
That's
that'd be
a
cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We go up there and The winter fun show is the big one. The summer is a little smaller, but it's still significant. There's many dealers there. We normally have a booth there, and yeah, I'm not sure if this year we're going to be able to, just because of we just have so much going on here at the office. But yeah, you'll see when you go to. There's some smaller shows, dealer shows around here that I've gone to, and you know, a lot of dealers they work out of their home for the most part. You know,
Right.
just small dealers that do it not as a hobby, so to speak, but they, you know, they don't have an office, and nothing's wrong. There's nothing wrong with that, you know, but they don't have they don't have access to the kinds of coins that we get.
Yeah.
And so you'll see a lot of older numismatics at the
Mhm.
smaller coin shows, a lot of pre 1933 coins, which are great. Nothing wrong with them. I mean, there's great those are a lot of great coins. But what's exciting and what people are really juiced about are the new releases, especially this year, that are coming out. And so we have access to it, people. So make sure to reach out.
Yeah, I can. It's almost there's parallels, in my industry too, or the Pokemon. Like people are like big into modern. I'm big into vintage. So I'm like almost like the 1933 guys, but like there's modern stuff as well that I get my hands on. But um, yeah, I mean those coins obviously are. I've not seen anybody significantly had any of them, and I'm pretty sure a lot of those people have those in their collections. They don't want to sell them, so you know they ain't putting it out there. Um, and we have access, so it's like you guys sure keep a couple yourself, but at the same time, there's just it's only so much you can go around. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I definitely want to check out the different shows and see what's going on. Yeah. But it was cool. Um,
absolutely.
but yeah, let's get into it a little bit more here. I know, 2026 is obviously special design. You said, um, was it the mint director? It comes from the hobby. That he
Yep.
is well aware of what works, what doesn't work. Um, like what is like that collector psychology going behind it?
Sure. It's producing products that are highly desirable, very low mintage, um, low accessibility, meaning like low limits, like one per household. We talk
Yeah,
about that all the time. It's easy research. You know, people can go to the U.S. Mint, their product release schedule, and go through each item. And you know, for the most part, you'll see, as long as it's not too far out in the future, what the projected mintage is going to be and the limit per household. And that normally will give you a good idea whether or not it's going to be a hot coin or not. You know, if it's
mm,
something where there's 200,000 being released, and you can as many as per household as you want. Well, they're probably not going to really appreciate and value too much over time.
right,
It might be cool to own, but I'm myself and on our customer base are looking for coins that are not only aesthetically pleasing and beautiful, but they also want to put their hard-earned dollars into something that's going to not only shield their wealth but also show a return over time.
Oof, yeah, I'm looking at the mint right now for the 1916 Mercury Diamond. I was like, oh, I can click to quantity, but then it said available stock is on back order. So, I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, I think they sold out already. That's released at noon today.
Yeah, yeah, that one's out. Yeah, like
Which
the
we are
difference.
getting those. We are getting those. We actually just started selling them this week.
Okay,
Um,
yeah,
we already have in a lot. Ours are advanced release. The pcgs, their specimen 70, so 2 coin set, the gold mercury dime with privy, and the silver piece, the metal is gorgeous. I love the design on it.
mhm,
um, so the msrp on those is for the pieces that we are getting, which is again PCGS, SP70, advanced release signed by Emily Damstra. I don't know what the final population numbers will be on that. I'm going to say it will be under 100. That'll be exactly like that. But MSRP is $34.95, and we're offering them to customers for under 3,000. So if you want one, if you're listening, you're watching, you want one, this is the first drop, the first release from the Best of the Mint series, which is something that's new that the Mint is doing this year in honor of the semi-quincentennial of the United States. So there's going to be 4 other releases this year, but the Mercury Dime is the first. I think the next one is going to be the 1916 Standing Liberty Quarter, which is going to be also a gold quarter and a probably a silver medal of some sort along with it. But that's cool. I mean, it's they're pumping out some really, really, really cool items. I mean, I have to make sure that we don't sell them all, and I can put at least one in my collection of each of these releases.
Yeah, these are one of a kind. Let's pull here. I was going to show you guys what's going on in the mints. Okay. There. Yeah, so here's that what you mentioned, the standing dollar or standing quarter dollar? Oh, quarter, okay.
Yeah, Standing Liberty Quarter.
Yeah, there's the gold
Beautiful
one.
design. One of my favorites. And then they're also going to do the 1804 dollar. Oh boy, I had it on my head earlier too, and I lost it. But either way, they're going to do a St. Gaudens tribute.
Yeah, best of 1907.
1907 St. Gaudens ultra high. Is that a high relief? Ultra high relief?
Ultra high, high relief. Yeah.
God, one of those, a 1907 ultra high relief. If you have an original, you're talking your 7-figure coin, maybe even 8 figures.
Oh my Jesus! Retired the whole family.
Right? Yeah, I know.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's just exciting. Yeah, and we like I said, we just started taking orders on the Mercury Dime Best of the Mint series. So we're pricing ours, and listen, we don't sell. I don't want American Coin and Currency to be known as the company that has the cheapest prices. We have great pricing on our products, but along with the products comes the full faith and backing of the company. So, whether it's free research, whether it's discounts on coin grading with PCGS, NGC, or CAC, or authorized dealers of all three, things like that. We're a full service firm, and you get what you pay for. Now, you might be able to find you always have to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges. So sometimes, this is a battle I get often is, hey, I saw the same thing for, I'm offering it for, let's say $3,000 or $2,900. I saw it for $500. Well, yeah, it's not even a designation. There's no first day of issue or maybe it's a first release or something, where ours are advanced release. So I always advise to buy the best. You get what you put into it, and if you buy the best, you'll get that back out at the end when that time comes. So they're going to go quick, folks. They're going to move quick. I mean, we've already sold a good amount of them, and we'll have them ready to ship here in a couple weeks. And I think I sent you some images of the ones that we are getting in the mock-ups of our Mercury Dime set.
Oh, yep. Yeah, I got those. Sweet. Yeah, I can.
If we don't pull it up now, we could show. We'll just post it with the price. I think that's something that would be good to do, just so people know what price we're at. And again, it's not just about price. It's like I've always used the analogy. If you're going to go to a doctor, if you have an issue with your heart or your brain or any part of your body, you're not going to price shop a doctor's, right? You want the best.
Mhm.
So to me, it's the same thing. If you're putting together a significant collection, whether it's just because you love coins and you love the hobby, or because it's for an investment, like the customer I was mentioning earlier with his grandkids, or both, you want the best. You want to work with the best, and so um, yeah, there we go. That's the gold piece. Very cool. I mean, and the silver medal there, the design is just beautiful. Love
Mhm.
what they did with it.
Yeah, it's a great design this year, and yeah, dual release. It's cool to have both. But yeah, give us guys a call. Let's get the number back up here. 561-310-8341. Unique coins gmail.com. Linktree, American Coin, ACC, eBay, American CC. Find us on Google, Yelp, Apple Maps. You can find us anywhere. Look us up, American Coin and Currency. Some places it's American Coins and Currency as well. If you guys don't find us in either one. Um,
You pick up a rock and we'll be under it. We're
yeah,
everywhere.
you can't miss us. All right. Yeah, I guess we'll touch a little bit about some significance in the coins before we have a lot of questions. Um, so signatures and special designations. I know we touched on this all the time, but just to kind of get back to the knowledge base here, like uh, what is the significance on these? How does it play a role on everything that's coming out this year with the dual dates? And yeah,
Well, the signatures just add another layer of not only collectability, but of exclusivity and rarity,
right.
because it's gonna, the population will be less with whether it's NGC Gaudioso signed piece, or Damstra or Mercanti.
Mm,
Um, I was looking through some coins, and I have this. This is actually a pretty significant coin. So this is really what started up the privies. I mean, the first privy was a 2019 is when they first used a privy, but
oh,
this is a famous privy coin. This is the Silver Eagle, uh, to mark the 75th anniversary of World War II ending. Was and So there's a V75 on privy mark on it. What is fascinating to me about this coin is it's signed by Mark Cuban. Uh,
what?
yeah,
Really?
that's Mark Cuban's signature. If my camera can kind of get
What?
in there, but I have not seen any. And this is hand signed. This is not an auto pen. So that in and of itself, like, I don't know how many Mark Cuban fans are out there, but like
I
this
mean,
because of that, makes it even more rare. Not that these are very rare. You can pick these up on eBay for $1,500, uh, but I'm not with Mark Cuban's signature. So
true.
not sure why he signed these, but yeah. Oh, I see. American entrepreneur. So they must have done a small batch with different entrepreneurs, but Cuban's the only one I've ever seen from that, that's not related to coins in some way.
Mhm.
So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of Shark Tank, so
Yeah, but signatures do have their place, and
yeah.
a lot of some people, they don't care if a coin is signed or not, and
Mhm.
others demand it. It
That's
has to
true.
be
Yeah.
signed. And I look back to like, let's say 2015. days, 2016, and I remember when it was the signatures really started ramping up. You saw more and more coins being released, particularly Mercanti, and like Edmund Moy, Elizabeth Jones, and she was a previous mint director, and I thought back then that it was a bubble, that all these coins are being produced, and then the labels are being signed and a premium is being charged for that signature. And I was dead wrong, because it's gained popularity over time, and now that genie's out of the bottle. It's never going back in. So expect coins to have signatures far into the future, and the pieces that are the best of the best, again, the ones you have to use that pyramid analogy, where you have what the mint produces here at the bottom, which without them we wouldn't have anything, right? At least modern US products. But when you get to the top of that pyramid, you get to advanced release, and then you have a signed advanced release, and now you're at the tippy top of that pyramid. So there is importance. There's a lot of people that love them, and a lot of people that collect specific signatures.
True. Yeah, I've had people ask, only specific Damstra or Mercanti. And I've had, even when I posted stuff on eBay, people are like, well, this, the NGC version of Mercanti is better than the BCGS. And like, I'm getting guff about that. So I'm like, yeah, get population, access, some of these Mercanti signed are, very sought out, and Damstra too is, becoming more, more interested. People are becoming more interested in Damstra. So, I mean, yeah, and then like a lot of times I'm posting these coins on eBay. We're the only ones that have that signature. So, like, it's a huge difference. Those buffaloes, everybody's selling just, MS 70, but they don't have the signature. They don't have.
Correct.
So I've seen that multiple times this year, actually, where a lot of those coins don't have signatures, and it plays a huge price difference. There's a huge valuation proposition when it comes to these signatures in comparison to something that's just straight from the mint, or just mint state 70, or so it depends on what your flavor is. But I think if you're going to have anything, advanced release, FDI, ultracant, decam, like these are going to be huge collectible aspects when it comes to, in comparison to not having these, especially with the signatures too on top of that. So
absolutely.
Yeah, it's night or day for sure. So I got a lot of people always asking for those specifically. But yeah, let's get into the community questions. We got good morning from Quinton. Appreciate you. Be sure to hit them like, subscribe. Appreciate you always being there for us. Definitely like and subscribe, everybody. Hit them likes.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. Responses from, the tech stocks are overinflated.
You're right.
That's for sure. It's a bubble, and everybody's moving their money into more hard assets. Bitcoin's going further, and hard assets are safe bet. Yeah, I mean, of course. Huge opportunity for collectors to buy any of these dual dates. I mean, yeah, you can't miss it.
Amen.
Do not miss that opportunity. Let's see what we got. Okay. Do you think Liberty Bell Privy will become a key date for Silver Eagle collectors?
Oh, they already are. Yeah, I mean, they already are. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Great breakdown on why population reports can sometimes matter more than mintages. I mean, yeah, that's important. 2026 mint release are you most excited about? Okay, the 2026 mint release are you most excited about to add to your collection?
Oh, it's. I'm going to say that 1907 ultra high relief Saint.
Oh yeah, 1907. Yeah,
that's being added. That's going to be 1 ounce gold piece. It's not going to be cheap,
No,
but
not at all.
that is a sexy ass coin.
Yeah,
And for people that haven't seen or held an ultra high relief, especially gold piece, woo, they are fantastic, absolutely beautiful.
that's
Nothing like
yeah,
it. They're just the way that they're minted and the detail that you get from that ultra high relief is just there's something about it
mm,
that makes that coin just sexy as hell. So
yeah,
that's the one.
yeah. Well, there's gonna be at least a couple of those not in the world. They're gonna be in your collection at least. Good luck, people.
Yeah, I don't think that the mint has released yet what the mintage is going to be for that
Mm.
1907. In fact, I know that they have not.
That's,
I would say it's probably going to be, 12. I would say 10 to in between 10 and 15,000,
yeah.
maybe less. I hope it's less. I hope it's like 5,000. That would be incredible because
Wow.
we're going to get them. We'll have them, but
Yeah.
they're going to be, it's going to be a special piece.
Yeah, that is gonna be a collector's find for sure. Have you noticed more collectors focusing on low pop modern coins lately?
Sure, that's everyone is trying to put together. Uh, you have traditional numismatics, pre 1933 coins, a lot of which key dates. Yeah, you have your 1916, the 1916 D Mercury dime. You have the your 2001 S. I'm sorry, 1901 S. Um, Standing Liberty, Barber Quarter. Um,
Mm,
of course, there's different gold pieces. Those are yesterday's releases that are today's rarities. So it's the
mm.
same thing. People are putting together today's releases for tomorrow's rarity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing that's happening with the Pokemon cards. They're doing re-releases for like the 20th anniversary, 25th, and this year the 30th. So a lot of those like super grail cards are coming out like a re-release. And like it's the same as like coins. Like the coin previously will become more valuable because they have the reprint, but the reprint itself is what it's like a one to one almost in some sense that you're getting that value and that will always hold value. And then like the one previously minted, that will always be even more valuable. Um, so it's like, getting your hands on like the St. Gaudens, like that's gonna be like huge, and that will go up in price significantly.
Absolutely. People that bought the 2021 Bucking Bronco, which I've mentioned before,
Yeah.
uh, that we were selling those for under $10,000, and now they're for the finest pedigree, like we were selling, they're approaching $25,000 now. Um, and even just a generic bucking bronco in 70 condition without any other specifications is $20,000.
Oh my
So
jeez. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, that's good returns for customers, especially they bought early and they could even sell it back. So it's like the return is amazing.
we are constantly calling customers that that bought coins, a few years ago, and buying coins back. They see a nice return, principal plus profit, and then we're selling them to customers that are looking for those particular coins. They're happy because now they're getting a great deal for less than they could find on eBay for
Oh yeah.
whatever the coin may be. So yeah, it's a very robust market, and there's constantly a lot of turnaround. The hardest thing, actually, Dustin, is getting some of our customers to sell their coins.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
No.
They'll say, "Yeah, I want to sell my coins," but then when it comes time, okay, I have an offer. it's more than what you paid. There's 30%, 40% profit on top of it, and there's still nope, want to keep it, don't want to sell it.
Hold on.
So
Huh? I
I
mean,
get it. I get that.
yeah. I mean, hey, if you see that increase 50%, 60%, that's right around the corner. So I don't blame them.
No.
um, yeah, we got a couple more responses here. Let's see. Excellent show. A lot of useful insights for both new and experienced collectors. Appreciate you. And yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Wow. That hour goes so fast.
Eh, yeah, it goes quick, and we can never get through everything. I've skipped probably like 50% of most of the segments, but we touched on a lot of it before, but different episodes. But yeah, next week we have a guest that's going to be focusing on real world assets. And then we have a guest also, a collector. Who is these people? Let me just bring this up real quick before we take off here. So
I'd love to get a couple money managers, maybe a couple well-known asset managers on the show. That would be fun.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'll focus on that. Yeah, we got our RWA guy next week for real world assets, and then the week after that we have Erica Holy Cross, which is focusing on collectibles, fine arts, and antiques. And then we should have this panel this month as well. So look forward to that. Hopefully, we get them on the 25th. Maybe before that on the 18th. So we'll see. Actually, no, it would be the 25th is the last Thursday. So yeah, look for that as well. If you haven't seen our reactions on all platforms right now, is our bots are everywhere. Just interacted with the Mint early, just about 10 minutes ago. So Mint has us contacting them. So yeah, we're everywhere. But yeah, we here 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific every Thursday. Find us on major platforms as well. Give us a call at 561. Ready to number. Uniquecoins@gmail.com. That's 561-310-8341. Linktree, American Coins, ACC, eBay, American CC. Find us on Google, Yelp, and Apple Maps. And yeah, we're going to leave you guys with some what's going on this week for us. What's going on with you, John?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, we're starting to take orders on the the Best of the Mint series, the first release, which is the Mercury dime, gold, and silver medal set. So if you have interest, please reach out, and that way we can. We're going to be selling them for under 3,000 a set, and ours are, as Dustin had showed earlier, is the finest pedigree on the planet. You're not going to find better than what we're going to be offering. And also, yeah, I'm just there's been a lot of talk about us meaning the world entering into a commodity super cycle, and we're just at the beginning of it. And so that's gonna, and I agree with that sentiment. So I follow copper pretty closely.
Yeah, copper.
I don't know how much in weight in copper pennies, that because what do you do when people come in and they just have bags and bags and bags of pennies, cents from like 1909 to 1958, and those are wheatbacks. Up to 1984 is when they went to zinc. But yeah, I see that copper, as that rises, other metals rise, and the beginning of a super cycle, inflation, uncertainty, all of those things. Maybe a little air is now being released out of the chip and AI bubble. You can see more money flowing into this marketplace. As more money flows into this marketplace, things are going to get more expensive because things are just going to get bid up. So now is the opportunity. Now's the time to get in, especially this year, 2026. Don't let these items pass you by when you have the opportunity to get them firsthand instead of trying to buy them next year on eBay and paying double what you could have purchased them from us directly for.
Yeah, don't miss out. 561-310-8341 uniquecoins@gmail.com. Definitely don't stay on the sidelines. There's so much money out there. A lot of increase in value when it comes to precious metals. Yeah, copper is what, $14,000 a ton. It's $6 a pound.
Six and change a pound.
Six
It
and a
goes by
half.
best by pound. Yeah.
Yeah, we're 1% today. I mean, if you ain't ripping out walls and getting your copper out of demolition, you get yourself some, ingots, or, well, you can't really get pennies anymore unless you go to certain stores. I know Walmart doesn't do it, but
Nope.
let's just give you 5 cents more or 10 cents more. So, if you're lucky enough to got all those pennies last year, or have access to it, you're tripling your money pretty much.
Well, yeah, rolls of 2025 pennies are, they sell for, I think they're $20 a roll now on eBay for unopened rolls. That's 50 cents.
50
Hey,
cent,
real quick though, before we end the show, Dustin.
Yeah.
I was wrong with the number in the beginning. I said 10,000 backlog. You said 10 million, which was correct with the PSA cards, with PSA and the Pokemon cards.
Yep.
How are they? Obviously, they don't have enough people to physically look at that many cards. I mean, do you know how they grade? Are they using an AI protocol to grade their cards now?
So PSA has a kind of a side project, I guess, that does some of the grading. It's not as public. I mean, there is information on it, but they don't state that they use AI. Like, I know there's two major ones that do AI specifically, which is Tag. People are pretty prone to Tag, and then AGS, which are, I think, a better grading system based out of Florida. I think they just don't have the manpower. Anything that's considered modern, those people have a certain category, and people that are considered vintage, like pre 2020 or 2004, I guess to say, those people are very specific. So those graders are like the top tier graders, and they're very scrutinizing on grades. So, supposedly it's like no more than like 10 to 30 seconds, something like that, per grade. So, do that by 10 million, that's going to be a lot of people that they need. So I think the access right now is only for the top tier because, lack of graders. I don't see them hiring enough people to maintain that scalability. I don't know if people even have that credibility to be in that position, because there has been some type of discrepancies with cards missing, or them buying it back and replacing the grade at a higher with the same certification. So PSA is on the chopping block. Everybody loves them but hates them right now, kind of thing. And obviously PCGS and PSA are different sectors, but they're all part of the collector's universe. They're heavily scrutinized right now, and so they don't want to make any mess ups right now. If they mess up right now, it's like everybody wants to move to either Tag. Beckett is a conglomerate, as part of the collector's universe now. So it's like there's basically three, and that's like NGC, CGC, Tag, and PSA. That's it. Beckett is same, but I guess if you get a black label, which is the highest pedigree, then it's that's the best of the best. But CGC is a little bit more lenient, and time frames are better, and we're in this kind of position where it's almost better to not send them in, but at the same time, longevity, it's good to have the grade. And then the Pokemon people don't want graded cards at shows, at Pokemon specific or Pokemon brand shows, which are over $1,000 cards. So they don't want graded slabs at those events, which is kind of strange. So it's like, will the price of slabs go up because of scarcity? Will the price of raw cards go up because of ability to access, or not access? Maybe they'll go down. I don't. Yeah, so we're in this kind of weird time for graded Pokemon cards. But in the 30th anniversary, I think it's all just tied together. It's like this
Yeah.
huge, like, is it a bubble? The 30th comes and like Pokemon's gone. It's another 2-year cycle, 3-year cycle. Or is it like this is like this next phase? The games come out, the sets that are like sought out, and graded cards are hard to get because of access for PSA. Yeah, it's interesting times for Pokemon cards for PSA for sure.
Yeah, I know for a fact that NGC or pcgs or CAC, they don't have a backlog of even 1 million coins or even anywhere near that
Yeah,
waiting to be graded. When I hear and I see that kind of number, I think dilution. You have that many cards that possibly could be coming to market even higher end. Is that going to dilute what's already slabbed and out in the marketplace and owned? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I think that's where they kind of like scrutinize on the grades themselves, the B10s, because they're just
Okay.
too many. So modern cards usually, because nobody messes with them, they're just like pack fresh, send to PCA or PSA immediately. And then all the cards I collect, vintage cards, those are like more. There's so much wear to it. It's hard to get those in. And then the PSA is like very highly scrutinized. The graders like this is a 6, this is a 8, and I'm like, this is crazy because these are pack fresh or pulled out of a magazine. Maybe the uh what's it called, the borders are not like lined and stuff like that. Like, okay, give it an 8, it's in mint condition. No, it's a 6. I'm like, what the hell, like. So and then you got to wait 4 to 6 months, and the market's going. So for me right now, I'm focused on raw stuff, but I do have some like graded stuff coming in today. They're just like super high end, but I'm buying it directly, not like going and grade them myself, because it's just right now it's like it's either modern and that's it. It's the same as like what we're doing here is like the modern stuff, great, straight from the mint, perfect condition, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Compared to like sending in some like old, 1933 pre-dated stuff that's like AU 56 or 50 or something, like just like
55.
really low, not really low, but for its time, obviously. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where it's at. It's like raw cards to me are now, graded cards are then until next year. Like, good luck. If you have them now, you're good. If you have them
Yeah.
in 6 months, you're kind of after, unless you pay the $100 plus the upcharge if it's a higher grade. Yeah, they just upcharge. It's like, like you send in $100, you get it in like a week or two, and then they're like, oh, also now it's worth $10,000. You owe us $1,000. So yeah,
I'll tell you, it's a great business model.
it's
What
a
a business.
racket.
It's a racket. It's like it's like the people during the gold rush, who made the real money, where a few people found gold and became rich, but the
Yeah,
vast majority of them, they didn't get anything. The people that made the money were the ones that were selling the wheelbarrows and the picks and the shovels
yeah,
and the equipment to
shovels.
mine.
Yeah,
So I always think about that business model, and they have it. I mean, they're wow,
the
good for them.
premium's there. Yeah, it's
Yep.
and that it's the same as as soon as they get that PSA 10, it's like the market is they have to make up the difference from the cost of the upcharge, so the market's higher than ever. It's super inflated. Um, yeah, so I'm and it affects everything too, because a lot of times these cards don't have a raw value, because either one it's new or just like last sales and stuff. So they base it on the graded value, or like the raw value, but like the highest, near mint price. So it's like,
Yeah.
those prices are inflated in itself. It's like, okay, I mean, great for me when I have access, not great for me when I'm on it, so it's like, going to shows, they're like, oh, this is this. And I'm like, no way. And I look it up, like, crap, people are giving me more money sometimes. They're like, no, it's actually $20 more. And I'm like, wait, what happened?
Wow.
Last week, probably, dude, I had a magazine actually. I was selling for $200. And these people are like, oh, I'll come get it, whatever. They tried to buy it the other day. I was trying to do a deal. It's worth $1,100 now, and it's been only a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
What magazine?
It's called Trainer Magazine. Let me pull this out real quick. Part of my huge collection. I just bought this humongous binder.
Oh, I love it.
This thing's ginormous. 1,000 cards I have, or can put in here, but oh yes, magazine. Yeah, so I got this magazine right here. Let's see if I can get this in here. It doesn't want to show me.
That's right. You just I know what that is. Okay.
Oh yeah. There
you go.
Yeah. So this particular magazine is. It's just I specifically get Japanese only products because they're just ultra rare, and they were very overlooked for ever 20 years. In the last 5 years, those things, I mean, 3 years ago, those things were $20 a piece, $20 a piece, and I bought probably a couple $1,000 worth. And they started going up $200.
Wow.
75, like those $75 ones are $500. The ones I bought for $10-20, $200, $1,100. Like, one was $600. I pulled the cards out of that one, but yeah, basically it's like there's a card in it, so you have to pull the card out of the magazine, like kind of rip it out.
Got it.
That's yeah. So yeah, it's crazy, but like there's just so much more. People are starting to see what I've been looking for years. I've been at the pulse of it, but now they're like, oh, these are now rare. These are, and there's only like 2 or 3 people selling them in the world on eBay. So now if I had an inside guy in Japan running around all these little shops, they'd probably be picking up these things for dirt cheap. That's kind of, that'd be the best case scenario. Like,
I know a guy. We'll talk after this.
Okay, yeah, I figure we should talk after this anyways. All right, guys.
I know someone who has access.
Yeah, we'll wrap up here, guys. Appreciate you being here. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, Thursdays. This is American Coin Currency live podcast, U.S. Mint watch list, what's hot, selling, and coin collectors want. We're going to be here. This is Dustin Lee, John Mady, and we're out. See you guys in the next one.
See ya.